First set. Venus Williams to serve. Ready. Play. 15. Third zero.
Well, the 15-year-old,
50.
the woman who has become the youngest ever qualifier here at Wimbledon, making her debut. Her tournament started last Monday. Who would have thought she would be here on court one playing Venus Williams? And Chandra, it is a special moment. She's obviously done a lot of press since she qualified, and she didn't drop a set at Roehampton just down the road. She raced through it. She's talked about going to see Venus Williams at the US Open when she was 8 years of age. Her dad, Corey, who's in her player box today, got her front row tickets, and bless her, she got Venus's autograph. So this is the dream, isn't it? And it's come true very early.
It's the dream. She talked about it before the main draw, that it would be fantastic if she got a chance to play Venus or Serena. And this is the wish. And
there's Dad.
There's Dad.
Corey, Mum. Candy, Mum looking a lot more nervous than Dad, I think.
I can't imagine watching your child in this big of a moment, everything you've dreamed of, that they've dreamed of.
Game Williams.
Pressure, though, on the five-time champion, who is 24 years older than this very talented young woman who we were talking earlier. We watched her through the juniors, didn't we? Playing the US Open Junior final at 13 years of age, winning in Paris, the girls singles there at 14. She's not the youngest player ever to play at Wimbledon in the Open era. That was Jennifer Capriati, who was 14 years of age. But she is tracking very quickly, and she has come to this tour fully formed.
Consider how she made her way through qualifying, the youngest player to qualify for Wimbledon in history. The way she went through, not dropping a set. Her qualifying round, she lost 2 games.
And she had a wild card into quali. She wouldn't have got in.
Pressure was good. So.
There are a number of different challenges that this moment presents. Obviously, this is what you dream of if you're Coco Gauff and you are embracing it, you're excited, but the nerves, the tension, and you haven't been here before. You haven't had to work your way through these types of matches. And then on the other side is Venus Williams with her skill set, everything she brings to the table. So it's just a lot to take in. It's a lot to try to work through and still keep your focus in these early stages. You see that her parents, they've got to be feeling tremendously nervous. that's what it's about. And what a growth opportunity for Coco Gauff to have to play this type of tennis under these circumstances. We've been talking a little bit about how she has some similarities to Venus, the way she moves.
Venus having a little look at the mark. And no wonder parents are relieved that she's on the board.
And that's tremendous, that to get that first game. Serving, holding serve, that is such a confidence booster in this moment.
We talked a lot about, this is a dream come true for Gauff. But what is the reality like? You've been out against Venus on many occasions. What's going to hit her out here?
You're just up against an elite athlete, someone who is so comfortable on these courts. Talked about Coco Gauff being 5'9", good height on her, but Venus Williams is 6'1", and she eats up a lot of ground, especially when she's at the net. It can be difficult to get the ball by her. She has big serve still at this stage of her career, and all of that is difficult to contend with on grass in particular.
First.
Venus has been over in the UK for a number of weeks now, actually. Came over, was it in early June, to practice here at the club as a member. Just enjoying the facilities and looking very relaxed. I've got a feeling it is one of her favourite places to play tennis, to relax and enjoy. Then she went up to Birmingham, to the Edgbaston Club, made the quarterfinals there. So she has had grass court practice and a couple of matches coming in here.
Game Williams.
So comfortable serving for both women, early stages of this opening set.
Williams leads 2-1 first set.
And this young woman does come from fantastic athletic stock. Her father, who you know, and I think you really admire how relaxed he is about her career. He played basketball at Georgia State. Her mother, Candy, who does look very tense there. She was a very talented gymnast, and she was an elite 110-meter hurdler at Florida State University, and you talked about how they let her play every sport, and really until a year or two ago, she played soccer, did gymnastics, everything, just to keep it very normal.
Yeah, well, Gauff, she credits that with how her athleticism comes out in tennis. Soccer in particular gave her better footwork, and just playing different sports, it gave her an appreciation for those different disciplines.
And what is Dad like? Because I get the feeling the philosophy is don't rush her. I mean, she's still in high school. She had a science test, didn't she? Right in the middle of qualifying the night before.
He's very methodical. I've had, a few conversations with him. And one of the things he's tried to do is just get information. And this was, even a year ago when she was still playing primarily junior events, looking at playing some of the ITF events and challenger events, but just trying to get as much information as he could, give her the best base. They're very grounded. But I think it also allows her to dream big, and they encourage that in terms of what she wants to do. And it was just impressive to kind of be around them and just get a sense for how calm they are together. I think that helps her deal with all the craziness that started surrounding her career, some of the endorsements she's starting to sign. If you speak with Coco Gauff, you just get the sense of how mature she is, and it was so impressive. I've had a couple of interviews with her as well in Miami after she won her first WTA Tour match, and she was just taking it in stride. I mean, so comfortable and just clear about what she's trying to accomplish in her tennis. Whether she gets there or not, you get the sense she's going to give herself the best shot, and her family will as well.
Going toe-to-toe with one of the legends of our game.
We've talked a good bit about Coco Gauff, but Venus, you look at Venus and where she is in her career at 39 young, and still so smart about her tennis, and that's why she can still be in this position. Think about Venus and everything maybe she has to lose. I mean, because, Gauff, whether she wins or not, she's not expected to beat Venus Williams, so it's all upside. Venus, on the other hand, has to deal with everything, and she just stays so focused still. Nice reaction from Dad. At this point in Venus's career, she's gotten smarter about the way she has to play, her choices out there, but she's in trouble here. Love 30, opportunity for Gauff. That's where Venus is at her best, when she's moving forward, putting pressure on her opponents. Impressive stuff from Gauff, though. She still got to that ball. But just better court positioning from Venus Williams.
Venus is just playing a younger version of herself across the net. I think the pennies just dropped.
It's uncanny how there's so many similarities between these two. That's what I'm seeing in Venus early in this match. Focus on her first serve, her placement. She understands, Venus, how important it is to get an early jump in these points, maintain an advantage.
Thirty, 40.
First awkward moment for the five-time former champion. And the youngster is the first to break. Goodness me, what composure from young Coco Gauff. And this Court 1 crowd have just started to click how good this 15-year-old is. And it was very interesting.
Time. Taylor.
When they're coming in and out, Nikki, it's too difficult to commentate. It's just really, you don't know what you've said. I mean, it's only 30 seconds. It's not the end of the world.
30 love.
Well, this young woman who has stated very early in her early career that she wants to be #1 in the world. That's where her driver is. She is incredibly ambitious, determined, competitive. And she is playing with such composure out here.
And so much confidence, no hesitation, changing the pace and the shot completely. And Venus Williams not even ready for that shot.
Chanda, she just looks like she has so much time on the ball.
And it's one thing to have confidence, but to get out on court and actually do it under pressure and see it. I mean, your game just grows by leaps and bounds, and we're literally seeing that before our eyes.
Well, Venus was also on this court on the 19th of May, where she took part in the celebration test event with John McEnroe, Martina Navratilova, Pat Cash. She could not have imagined 6 weeks later she'd be out here again against a 15-year-old.
seconds.
And for Venus, the opponents just keep getting younger, and it's a credit to her that she continues to accept these challenges. Every match she walks out, it's history potentially for the player on the other side of the court, and Venus is right now trying to play through that. She's got some tension in her game right now.
Miss Gauff is trying to call on the right baseline. The ball is called in.
You can have 3 incorrect Hawkeye challenges a set. She's thrown one of them away. You get an
30,
extra one
50.
if the set goes to a
Miss
tiebreak.
Gauff has 2 challenges.
And the 10
remaining.
Hawkeye cameras positioned around this court are just beaming down, looking at all the images and giving players a chance to challenge the calls out here. Oh dear.
Gauff again showing real poise under pressure in the middle of that point with Venus on top of the net. Still relaxed enough to try different shots, and in the end, Venus with the easier shot just took too big of a swing.
Well, 2 chances here for the double break.
Venus says not just yet. She is continuing to try to put pressure on Gauff, and that's where Venus is at her best, coming in, crashing the boards. Doesn't matter how many points she loses up at the net. That's still the strongest.
Crashing the boards. Love that. I'm not sure what that is. It sounds fantastic.
Running in. I think it's maybe from basketball.
Venus hangs on.
New balls, please.
But it's Gauff with the early break.
Gauff leads 4-3, first set.
No, no.
It's fascinating, isn't it? She's 15, but the path these youngsters are on. She started playing at 6, coached by Dad, who very much followed the roadmap of Richard Williams, where he went to different coaches to assist Corey, but he stayed as the main coach. She trains in Florida, but she also went over to Paris to the Mouratoglou Tennis Academy at 10 to get a chance to be part of a sort of aspirational sponsorship program. And you know, she's been training there now for 5 years. She goes in little blocks of time, and apparently when Patrick first saw her at 10, it's like, come to my academy. He was so impressed with her ambition, her determination, just her sheer athleticism. He was just blown away. And that's where Serena Williams trains. They've never hit together.
Yep, but she's around great players, and that is, you know, part of what young up-and-coming players need, to be in that environment, to see what it takes, what it's like. And one of the things Patrick Mouratoglou was impressed with was her belief, how clear she was on what her goals were, even at 10 years of age.
Love 50.
What's so good about her game? I mean, how big is that ball strike from the back of the court?
She hits the ball big. She can generate pace from the ground, both sides, but the forehand is the bigger shot. She can play transition tennis, so she's comfortable coming in. You don't often see that in young players.
Oh.
And there, just not giving up ground. She's very bold in her choices out there, her shot selection, even under pressure, and that's what I like about watching her play. She hits the right shots at the right times and sort of hits through any fear and nervousness.
Ooh. Oh, it's so Venus.
Any young player, you're never quite certain what it's going to be like playing against someone like Venus.
Court's still a little greasy. Mariana Chick-Chack just checking that Venus is okay. And Venus is old school, isn't he? Just gets up, doesn't even bother to go to the towel. Like, let's go, get going again.
It's just the respect. I mean, you gotta respect Venus. She just goes at it, works, does her job.
Well,
Game
very happy to push the 5-time champion off her baseline.
Golf leads 5 games to 3.
That's a sign, though, of the tension that's still in Venus and in her body. That forehand, very straight leg, didn't really get the spin, and you know, is still kind of maybe stuck in the moment. I mean, it happens to everyone, even a great champion like Venus. All the hype surrounding this match, the pressure is really squarely on Venus's side of the court, and it can be difficult for anybody to play through that. And Venus looks like she's still struggling a bit with it, and on the other side, Gauff is just raising her level.
Well, after just fractionally under half an hour, Venus serving to stay in this opening set.
This is the type of match where if you're Venus, you want to make this young player beat you where you are at your strongest. And that is most often at the net behind your first serves.
That's good.
Speed gun has just started to get a workout in this game. Just heading up to the 120 mark.
Game Williams.
Stabilizing game from the elder American, but it's Gauff who is going to serve for this first set. 5-4, the youngster leads. What is the trajectory from here on for Gauff? Because she won't play any more junior tournaments, but she is at 15 until she's 18 years of age. She is going to be restricted for how many tournaments she can actually play on the tour. She can only play 5 more WTA events, main tour events, between now and her birthday, which will be on the 13th of March next year.
Yeah, I mean, and that's a long time to have only 5 tournaments on the books. And you know, as she gets a little bit older, she gets to play a little bit more, a few more events each year. But still, I mean, that's, you know, something, unfortunately, that's going to limit her trajectory a bit. And there's just no help for it. It was put in place to protect the players, to, you know, save them from overplaying at too young of an age, dealing with all the pressures, too much of that at too young of an age. But for a player like Gauff, I think it restricts her, unfortunately. But that's part of what she and her support team, her family, they have to manage the best tournaments to play, to continue to allow her to train and improve and make the most of each of those events. That's going to be the most important part of it, because she can't play any more than what's under the rules.
What's interesting, though, Venus, who turned pro at 14, just missed out on what we call the age eligibility rule. And here she is at 39. She didn't burn out. Well, this time last week, Coco Gauff was playing her opening match in the qualifying just a few miles down the road at Roehampton at the Bank of England Club. And here she is on one of tennis's biggest stages, serving to take the opening set against her idol.
This reminds me a little bit of when Martina Hingis came out at 14 years old, and you'd been hearing everything about how good she was. Of course, Hingis was more of a phenom than Coco Gauff at this stage, but nobody wanted to be the first to play her and lose to her.
Well, you played Venus when she was 16. I see you got the win in there, Chanda.
I mean, you got to do what you got to do. I didn't even remember that. Does that count? But it takes a certain mentality to approach these matches as the more experienced player who's supposed to win, to approach this match like any other and still play your best. And that's the challenge that Venus has. And so far, she's done a pretty good job of it. Still a lot of tennis, though, left to be played in this match.
Oh, this is good. The kid is so good.
Just so impressive in this moment, serving for the first set, and she's playing pretty much the same way she played from the early stages of the match. You don't see any sign of tension or doubt.
40, 15.
She hasn't blinked for a second, has she? Can you believe it? It's 2 set points here for Gauff. What a debut, what an opening set. And it's Gauff who takes it by 6 games to 4.
Games to 4. Time. Second set, Williams to serve. Taylor.
The expression from the 15-year-old, it has not changed from the moment she walked out on the court. And it was interesting during the knock-up, though you could sense that the fans here on court one didn't really know who she was. They were looking at Venus. There was a sort of a light hum. It's deadly quiet now, isn't it? They're fully invested in watching what could be a wonderful contest.
Well, the fans, they didn't know what to expect. And of course, we've been hearing a lot about this young player, but how was she going to fare against one of the greatest, certainly here at Wimbledon? And she has shocked an entire stadium. And you look at Venus, who hasn't played badly. She's focused on her first serve, getting almost 70% of those first serves in.
Game Williams.
Much more convincing game from Williams, who knows how important the start of this second set is going to be in the context of this first round match.
Just think about this number. For Venus, the one problem are the unforced errors, and a lot of those have occurred from the baseline. 14 unforced errors for Venus Williams to just 7 winners. But for Coco Gauff, 3 unforced errors, 10 winners. I mean, that is such a clean match. And for a player who can hit the ball big, that is an incredible differential.
Venus isn't used to having to make adjustments. It's usually players having to dodge her serve, cope with the pace coming forward, and have a think about what adjustments she needs to make out here, because time might be running out for her.
Another excellent point. Such poise from Gauff. And Gauff is doing a tremendous job on her serve. When she gets that first serve in, she's winning 90% of those points. Again, it's just all on Gauff's racket. So Venus has got to handle her serve. She's got to improve the number of points she's winning on her first serve. And I think for Venus, she's got to get in more. I mean, that is the area where she is clearly better than Gauff, who just hasn't had made enough of those moves in her young career. Venus has.
Let's pass.
That's the move, that kind of move that Venus needs to make as often as possible. Better to get past than to be making mistakes at the end of ground stroke rallies.
30.
If Venus can keep some tension as she's doing in this game, she may get a few more errors from Gauff. Maybe Gauff will start to think about the moment, the occasion a little bit more.
Yes.
Ah, she is 15, after all. I was starting to wonder.
Point you don't normally see from 15-year-olds. After back-to-back double faults, she settles herself back down, gets the first serve in, and then gives herself more margin to turn things around. It's impressive stuff from the 15-year-old.
Game, go.
Well, the first
Wangemo.
test passed for the
Second set.
high school girl who studies online. I love this. The Florida Virtual Flex program.
Had not heard of that one.
No, right, that's new to me. Loves science, sometimes likes maths, depending what module she's doing. But everything really geared around her being a top tennis player. So many of the youngsters now homeschooled, as was Venus for a while.
Just miss so much school. It's difficult to be in class plus travel the way you need to in this life, this lifestyle. It can be done. I did it, but it is very difficult.
So you did a regular school?
I did.
You're Lafayette, Louisiana?
Yeah, I turned pro at 15, so I still had 2 years left, junior and senior year, and just went back and forth, made work up. Worked the schedule around important times and graduated, walked with my class.
Oh.
Now Venus missed that volley, but it's still the place where she needs to be. That is the best opportunity. She's come in maybe about 10 times thus far in the match. And Sam, you were an attacking player. I mean, that just doesn't seem like enough at this stage. We're set and 2 games in.
Oh, Williams cranking up the power.
And some of these points have gotten very physical, and that last one certainly was. Venus having to hit a lot of balls from the ground, but got down and threw those shots until she could get the forehand she could attack on.
Let's second set.
Well, just one break in that opening set. That's really all that separates these two. And Venus fighting on here. on serve early stages of this second set.
2-1, second set. First set, Gauff.
Chanda, Venus Williams was just the third African-American woman to break into the world's top 10 after Zina Garrison and Laurie McNeil, players that you know very well. I think you may have been the fourth, and since then we've had Madison Keys and Sloane Stephens. How important is it for Corey and Corey's family to have role models like yourself and Venus and Serena? I mean, how much does that drive the dream and make her realize that anything is possible?
I think it's critical, and you think about Coco Gauff and her trajectory into tennis, and it was because of Venus and Serena, seeing players that looked like her, that she could emulate, that she could aspire to be. That's very important, and sometimes we can take that for granted.
Was it important for you seeing Zina? I bet you remember Zina Garrison.
Absolutely.
Making the finals here at Wimbledon.
I remember her making the finals when I was 15. I got a chance to go to Houston and hit with her. That was huge in my development. You know, it just gives you more aspirations, more of a sense of what you can do, of what you can accomplish, because you see somebody who's doing it and you look like them. I mean, that is the easiest way to imagine yourself being in a certain position. That rally Venus getting just a little more depth, a little more pace and direction on those shots, and it's requiring Venus to play at an even higher level. That's been the sort of unknown factor. We didn't know just how well Gauff might serve, but she has served tremendously thus far. A lot of first serves in, and winning a high percentage of those points behind her first serve. And the way Gauff produces her shots, she's got some big backswings, but she gets the racket back up to the right contact point, and she has a lot of margin. Good spin, height over the net. When you have good margin on your shots, it allows you to hit through any nerves you may be feeling, and those are shots that will hold up better as the match progresses, and we're certainly seeing that in Gauff's game right now.
Chanda, this one doesn't have any nerves. She's 15. She knows how good she is.
Back-to-back doubles, she's got some.
Okay.
But she's working through it.
The youngster still hitting all the right notes out here.
2-all, second set.
It's just been a smart serving day from Gauff as well. She's moving her serve around. That last one into Venus's body, completely unexpected.
Love 50.
was just too good. Venus doing everything right, and Gauff coming up with the pass put
30.
Venus in the most difficult position.
Love 40.
Just one break. That was all that was required for Gauff in that opening set. She has got 3 chances to get the jump ahead in the second. What's she going to do right here? Oh dear, couple of doubles in the game, and it's Venus who's blinking here. And goodness me, the 15-year-old now leading by a set and a break.
Gauff leads 3 games to 2, second set, and by 1 set to love.
Chanda, what's it like when you play your idols? Who was your idol growing up?
Probably Steffi Graf.
So what was it like when Steffi was down the other end, and how did you?
First time was bad. Yeah, for me, first time was bad. Yes, I did not manage it anywhere near this well.
And how old were you?
I was 19 at the time. Yeah.
And we're not imagining things here. We're seeing something very special, aren't we?
Absolutely, and it's just phenomenal to watch because her ranking isn't even high enough to get into these events on her own.
Into the qualifying.
Exactly. She had to have a wild card into the qualifying.
Which she didn't even know about until, I think it was about a week and a half ago. She applied, didn't think she'd get in. She was actually online, apparently, choosing a dress.
Time.
And then she suddenly got a note saying, you're in the qualifying. And off they got on the off to the airport in Miami and straight over here.
Yeah, it was unexpected. And she said it was like a bonus to be able to come and play qualifying, and look at her now, and she's earned it, and that is always the best way. You feel like you belong just a little bit more, and it allows you to handle yourself better in these moments.
Let's first.
The pressure dynamic, though, at a set and a break has changed.
And this is what it's about. How does she handle these moments? Everything's new for this young player.
Let's first.
Course of this match, Gauff has not faced a break point.
That's your love.
Closest game was when she double faulted back to back and it got to deuce on her serve. She has been so comprehensive in this area.
Lights. First. Second serve.
And for Gauff right now, it's all about
40,
maintaining
love.
her poise, staying relaxed, not thinking too far ahead either.
She plays with a lot of grace as well, doesn't she?
Sorry. Nice,
15.
even though she lost that point, to watch her hit the serve, which is pretty big, and then to come out of it so quickly. That athleticism, you're seeing it live and in person here.
Game, Gauff.
Gauff yet to blink. Another very convincing service game to back
New
up
balls,
the break.
please.
And you can see a growing appreciation for this youngster.
Gauff leads
And
4 games
in a
to 2.
way, Chanda,
Second set.
she's old school. A couple of bounces of the ball. There's no long chats with self at the back of the court. Barely uses the towel. Plays at a very good tempo.
Yeah, it's a good clip. She's got good rhythm, good pacing.
And look at that. She galloped through the qualifying. Beat the top seed in her opening match, the 19th seed, Greek Minen, and just dropping 2 games to qualify. She didn't stutter. She didn't think about it. And she is in an stunning position here against the 5-time former champion.
Lights, first set.
Just thinking about how many times Venus Williams, though, has been in this position, and she's gotten out of it. Can she do that again here? Venus is trying to get to her 90th win here at Wimbledon.
Yeah, she is 4th on the all-time list behind Martina Navratilova. 120 wins for Martina, 96 for Chris Evert. Just a few more for sister Serena. Billie Jean would be up on that list as well at 95, but some of hers were before the Open era.
Love. Lights. First set. Okay, Williams.
She is such a tennis warrior, and she's not going to give this away. A hold to love, and just keeps it to within 1 break of serve. How important is it that Corey, even though she is at this, the virtual flex program in Florida, she lives in Delray Beach, actually not far from Venus Williams in Palm Beach Gardens. How important is it that these young players continue to study and at least try and graduate and try and juggle tennis and high school work?
I mean, it's a personal call, but for me, I believe it's crucial. It's very important. Number one, you never stop learning, and that is sort of the most basic step for any young person to finish high school, to go through those requirements. And then beyond that, whatever it is they choose to do, you're seeing more players now getting their advanced degrees as well, getting
as Venus has done,
college degrees. Absolutely.
The tour allow you to do that. India East Online University. You never meet your tutors. It sounds fantastic.
And they have virtual classes, so you can see them and meet them virtually. But I think it's a real asset in your growth and your development. And it breaks up some of the monotony out here. I like school.
It's So many yellow tennis balls you can hit in a day. So the 15-year-old in charge of this first round match.
Lafferty.
That's one of the few times that we've seen Gauff a little bit flat-footed. Ball maybe taking slightly funny bounce. But it's a real opening. One of the few that Venus Williams has had all match. And the body serve has been a tremendous asset for Gauff. And using it again beautifully.
There's very much a sense that not only doing her schoolwork, she's done her tennis homework as well. Okay, chance for Venus. It's been a very long 63 minutes. The elder American has waited for this opportunity, and she's got two of them right here.
That's it, 40.
Couple of doubles
Williams
in the game. Just allows Venus some breathing space, and she levels up.
4 games all. Second set.
Venus has done just enough in this second set to buy herself some time out here on court one.
Really nicely done by Gauff. Changed the height and the spin on her ground strokes in the middle of that rally. Hit one a little bit higher right there, a little bit deeper, lulled Venus, and then flattened it out a bit more with more angle.
First.
Courts may be getting just a little greasy as we get later in the day. A lot of moving going on at that baseline.
That's a 15.
That was just long and maybe a missed opportunity for Venus because she had hit a tremendous forehand. And that was an opportunity to come in with Gauff stretched out, flailing at the backhand. Oftentimes when you weight that extra ball, it allows your opponent to gear up and get ready.
Huge moment here for both women. Well, Venus actually just turning right towards our commentary box. I think to be still out there at 39, she can, you know,
she's allowed a few of those.
She's allowed a few. 5-time champion.
And she didn't put her hand up like she was sorry. I mean, that's genuine. You're not sorry.
She needed that point. Chance to move ahead for the first time in this second set.
Yes.
Well, 24 years is the difference in age between this match, between generations, and you almost sense Venus scrolling back in the memory bank. Over 1,000 matches she's played at a professional level, trying to find something to keep her hopes alive here.
That's a great point, and Venus certainly has a lot stored in the memory banks in the computer that she can pull from. The question is, what's going to work in these most important moments in this match?
Let's.
Bit of a mishit from Gauff, and Venus may be thinking that ball was going to land out. Didn't look like she moved for it at first.
I think the entire stadium thought this was flying over the baseline.
It landed right on the line.
So back to deuce, a tense game here.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Let's first.
Gives you an excellent sense of the athleticism of Gauff. In the middle of that rally, she didn't panic. She's got speed, the ability to change direction.
Gauff.
And the fans are just captivated by the performance of this young woman. Chance to break right here. She's got it! And Gauff 1 game away now from an enormous Wimbledon upset.
Gauff leads 5 games to 4, second set, and by 1 set to love.
Well, we saw a little stutter, didn't we, in a previous service game, a couple of doubles in there, but really apart from that moment, I mean, she's got this. She has come to the tour, didn't even mean to be on tour just yet, fully formed. A Grand Slam debut. You don't see these kind of performances from 15-year-olds unless they're called Capriati or Steffi Graf or Martina Hingis or Chris Evert, who was a US Open semi-finalist at 16 years of age.
No, it's been incredibly impressive. And you look at, even in that game, how she just doesn't panic. She didn't panic. She didn't get overwhelmed. You know, that one mishit kept her in the game, and she just capitalized. Able to make these little adjustments in the middle of rallies. A lot of those little things, those intangibles, are what's impressive about this youngster.
She has a very natural big stage presence, doesn't she? Listen to the roar of this Court 1 crowd. On Friday morning, after she qualified, she got a text from her agent which just said Venus Williams, and she texted back, "To practice?" And he said, "No, it's your first round opponent." Dream has become a reality. Here is Gauff. Can you believe it? At 2 match points.
The call on the left far sideline. The ball was called in.
Well, we're not sitting at the best angle. Do you get any kind of sense from the flight?
It looked like it might have caught.
Just barely. 40-30. Miss Gauff has 2 challenges remaining.
Still a chance to close here. Not yet, says Venus.
And Venus completely taking Gauff by surprise. Gauff expecting that ball to come back cross court, and Venus just slides it up the line. Brave shot at that time of the match.
when the draw came out at the end of last week, there were a few gasps in the room when these two names came out of the hat. It was the dream opener. The third match point here for the youngster.
Venus showing you what she's made of as a champion. Making it tough for Gauff here. Parents can't watch.
Making it tough for mum and dad.
Advantage, Williams.
Oh, yes. Goodness me, 108 mile an hour second serve.
It's been incredible how she's gone after her second serve in some big moments.
Well, just look who she's been watching all these years. Venus and Serena. She wasn't even born when Venus had already won 2 Wimbledons.
Advantage, Gauff.
A 4th match point. It's a dream debut for the 15-year-old. A couple of weeks ago, she was at home in Florida. Last week, she was playing in the first round of the qualifying. And I've got to say, a lovely moment from Venus at the net, her idol. But Chandra, what have we just seen out here? Because it looks to be awfully special.
We've seen something incredible. And the way that Coco Gauff came out and played just 15 years of age, her very first Grand Slam main draw, her first Wimbledon main draw, and against a player of Venus's caliber who played a good match. And a hand from Gauff, a classy young woman. Hand for the great champion in Venus Williams, who gave it her all, just didn't quite have enough. But it was all about Coco Gauff. And I think we are seeing a champion in the making. It's born right here.
And at last, a little smile from mum and dad. She was impressive, wasn't she? Tony Godsick, Roger Federer's agent, signed this young woman to Team 8, Federer's management company, when she was just 13 years of age. They knew what they were doing.
And I have to say, it was so impressive from Gauff, moment after moment, when she got into some tough spots in this match, how she just worked her way through it, hit her way through it, made adjustments. So many things that were impressive about that performance.
Well, we thought she might be competitive out here. We hoped that she wouldn't be overcome by the occasion or the opponent. She has just produced one of the great Wimbledon performances for a debutant, and here she is, young Coco Gauff. She's with Reshmin Trauji.
Victoria, your Grand Slam debut, 15 years old, an almost flawless performance against one of your idols and a Wimbledon legend in Venus Williams. Could you even explain how you're feeling right now?
Honestly, I don't really know how to feel. This was definitely the first time I ever cried after a match, or winning. Obviously, I've cried when I lost before, but I don't even know how to explain how I feel.
It was such a great performance, and what was really notable was just how composed you were, the occasion didn't seem to get to you. Is that something you had to tell yourself to do to stay calm, or is that something that comes naturally to you?
I definitely had to tell myself to stay calm. I've never played on a court so big, but I had to remind myself that the lines on the court are the same, the court's the same size. Everything around it might be bigger, but the lines are the same. And after every point, I was just telling myself to stay calm.
They say you should never meet your heroes. You have done now.
Yeah.
First of all, what did she say to you as you walked off the court? And how important also has it been for you to have a role model like Venus, like Serena, to watch as you've grown into your career as well?
She just told me that congratulations and to keep going and good luck. After a match, I told her that just thank you for everything she did. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for her. And I was just telling her that she's so inspiring. And I always wanted to tell her that. And even though I met her before, I guess now I had the guts to.
You've had the guts to do so much more than that as well. I mean, you're here at Wimbledon. This time last week, you wouldn't have even thought that you would be. And you're going into round 2. Yeah. Can you even put it into words? What will your parents be saying to you now? What will they be feeling?
I don't even know what my parents would be saying. I know they're super happy. My dad was just jumping up every time I won a point. And I'm just so happy and blessed that they really just spent all their time on me and my brothers and making sure that we're successful.
Congratulations today. Really well done. It's lovely to see. And everyone says it's the champion in the making. How does it feel to have that tag around you, so many people talking about you, particularly before the game as well?
Yeah, I never thought this would happen. I'm literally living my dream right now, and not many people get to say that, so I'm just happy that Wimbledon gave me the opportunity just to play, and I obviously never thought that it would be this far.
You've entertained so many people today. Congratulations, and enjoy your evening.
Thank you. Thank you.